Bonnell is a ZestFest lifer, has never missed a year since the inception of ZestFest many, many years ago, 18 years to be exact. He's the executive chef at Bonnell's Restaurant Group, which includes his namesake, Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine over in Fort Worth, and Waters Seafood Restaurant in Sundance Square. You won't forget either of those places if you've ever been. They're fantastic. And the Best Wings winner from Fort Worth for the last 10 years in a row at Buffalo Brothers Pizza, Wings, and Subs. That's over in the heart of TCU. The newest location of Buffalo Brothers is going to open in Sundance Square sometime this summer. Keep your eyes open for that one. That's a great place to go. You've seen him on the Today Show. You've seen him on Nightline. You've seen him on the Food Network, and the reason he's my hero because you've seen him on College Game Day. Yeah, that was him. And he was, of course, on the very special Christmas episode of Swamp People that we've all really enjoyed over the years. Please welcome to the stage, fresh off of knee surgery just last week. He's limping his way up here. He's a father, a chef, a cookbook author, restaurateur, and still an Ironman triathlete. He'll tell you about that. Please welcome Chef Jon Bonnell.
Thank you. How are we doing out there, ZestFesters? Everybody having a good time? Anybody get burned too bad yet? If they ask you to sign the waiver, maybe rethink it. I got a couple of dishes I want to show you. I'm only allowed a little bit of time up here today. Doctor says stay off it too much, but I'm going to show you a fun way to do shrimp with a little bit of spice, nice cream sauce over some rice. And then I'm going to show you a nice little black and red fish, a couple of dishes that are fast, that are easy, nothing too complicated today. We're going to start off with some beautiful Texas shrimp. We got the jumbo size here. And I'm going to chop a few little vegetables. They're going to go in our pan here. I'm actually using my daughter's knife. This is the Charlotte. Charlotte is here. Does everybody's kid want a chef's knife for Christmas? Is that standard or just me? Thanks for letting me borrow that. So we're going to start by chopping a little bit of red onion, a little bit of Roma tomato, some jalapeno. If you put all those together, what does that make? Anybody? A little lime juice and cilantro? Exactly. Pico de gallo. Sound like Mr. Boston over there. You got pico de gallo. It's like a Kennedy over here in the house. Usually you get the whole Texas crowd going, a pico de gallo. Mr. Boston came to watch the show today. Thank you. So a little bit of garlic in this as well. A little onion. We're going to start sweating these guys out in the pan. I'm using just a touch of oil. My pan's nice and hot. Get these guys started. That's what I want to hear. When you put something in a pan, you want to hear that kss. That's the applause because you're doing it right. If you put it in the pan, you don't hear anything, take it out, start over, heat your pan up first.
I always make this mistake.
A little bit of garlic. We're going to add some jalapeno. Now you can take the heat out of a jalapeno if you want. Anybody here want to take the heat out of a jalapeno? I didn't think so. We're here at ZestFest. You didn't buy a ticket for Mild Fest. You go check out Bland Fest. I think it's in Euless this week. They're at the Howard Johnson's. They got a beautiful smoothie bar going. We're going to keep it spicy here. ZestFest, a couple of jalapenos, leave everything in there. See if I can get a little more heat on that. Which way we go? There we go. Now we're cooking. All right. A little bit of Roma tomato. We'll cut some of the inside out of that, not too much. Once we get our vegetables to start cooking, we're in pretty good shape. Just want to toss these around a little bit. Little touch of salt and pepper. We got to season everything. Nothing bland about what we do today. All right, we got some Romas, we got some cilantro coming at the very end. Anybody know why we don't add the cilantro now? Well, there's two reasons. If you got a cilantro hater in the house, at the very end, you can always dish it up. And then how many people are cilantro haters? Go ahead. Identify. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm married to one. We got a couple in the house. That's a genetic thing. Don't try to convert somebody into liking cilantro. When they hate it, they hate it. It's in their DNA. There's nothing you can do about it. The other reason is cilantro is very delicate. If you start cooking it and go and go and go, you're really going to lose all the flavor. You're going to lose all those delicate herbal notes before you're done. It'll smell great, and it'll make your curtains smell good, but most of the flavor's out of the dish. So really delicate fresh herbs, we wait till the end. We add those in. Got a little bit of this going. Once it started to saute and sweat just a little bit, I'm going to add a splash of white wine here. Let that reduce just a touch. Ooh, yeah. Bubbling, bubbling. And we're going to add in our shrimp. We're using the big guys, Texas style. Go big or go home, right? What's that? You're going to need a microphone. I can't hear that one. By all means, if you got questions, I'm going to add a little bit of our Bay blend here. This is like Old Bay on steroids. This is one we put together. Love it. Then while that's starting to go, I'm going to add in a little bit of heavy cream. That's the good stuff. Oh, yeah. Heavy cream. This is not the diet show. This is the taste good show. Heavy cream, the good stuff. And we let all of this simmer together. Get this baby on high. Once the cream starts to reduce, whoop, let's go on the big burner. Then we got a little more power over on this side. Ah, there we go. Now we're talking. All right? So I want all this to reduce together. We'll add in those tomatoes. If you cook them too long, they kind of disappear on you, so we kind of get those guys right here. Just as that cream will start to reduce, it'll thicken up. Makes a beautiful sauce. Want to give it a little squeeze of fresh lime juice as well. That's something we always try to balance in flavors. A little bit of fat, a little bit of acidity, and salinity. Salt, acid, and fat. If those are balanced, you got a beautiful dish. If you taste something at the end that you know you got the right ingredients, you feel like you're there, and it just doesn't taste like much, you almost always finish by adjusting the acidity or the amount of salt that you're using. That's why we season to taste, whatever, at the end. That's the last thing we do. See how it starts to bubble up? I'm going to flip these guys over one time. Shrimp don't take very long to cook at all. They're about halfway done. Overcook your shrimp, you're going to need a whole box of toothpicks. You've done that, haven't you? Yep. Don't do it. Once that reduces, we're in good shape. I'm going to take this plate. We've got a nice little star bowl. We're going to put a little bit of rice in there, upside down. Soup cup. I'm going to give this just a minute to thicken up. You can tell when it's thick by watching the bubbles. And you would always use a tasting spoon for this. I never recommend doing this, unless you got asbestos fingers. Ooh, that's zesty. Get a little bit more salt in there, and a little touch more of our Bay blend of seasonings. Oh, yeah. Kind of our pico de shrimpo sort of going here. So basically, we sauteed pico de gallo, added in a little white wine, a little touch of garlic in that too. Deglaze with white wine, add in some cream, let it all start to reduce. We got some lime juice for acidity. Last second, when I plate this guy up, I'm going to finish off with a little bit of green onion. We'll get that ready to go. And some fresh cilantro, and I'll just tear those by hand. That's a great way to do it. They're pretty delicate. You don't want to mess with them too much. Those shrimp are looking luscious. I love it. All right, here we go. You get those shrimp going right around here. We got to make it look nice. I got 5 of these big guys. Then we'll, excuse me, take as much of this sauce as you like. Get all the veggies, all the good stuff in there. That's why we've got the rice. The rice is just kind of soaking up everything else that you have in there, all your fun stuff. Gonna pour it in and let it go crazy. What's that? Those guys are just fighting in the line for the bar over there, aren't they?
Might be the bathroom, Chef. I'm not sure.
Might be right between the bar and the bathroom. Everybody's going to be there at some point. There we go. We'll take it off so you can see the rice right there. Got a nice colorful one. We'll finish with a few freshly chopped green onions, a little scallion, and serve it to some people who don't like cilantro without, but I like to finish with just some freshly torn, nice big leaves of cilantro. Squeeze a lime at the end if you like, totally up to you. That right there is a one-pan, very colorful, high on the protein, pico shrimp with a little cream sauce.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Thank
Chef.
you, thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. I got one good fan right out here. All right, next we're going to do a little blackened redfish. Anybody like blackened redfish? Any Louisiana fans out there? Hard to beat. It's a great dish. We have to, chef it up a little bit. You got to kind of tweak it, not just fish on a plate, but we use our Creole seasoning blend here. I like to make my own. Everybody has their own, way of doing it. I don't want it to be just salt with a little bit of orange. We like to use tons of spices. So our Creole blend, I don't want a little bit. I mean, we hit it the entire one side of a fish. That redfish fillet, the pretty side, that we call the presentation side, goes down first. You get this pan nice and hot. Get a little bit of oil in there. I'm using avocado oil today, which is one of my favorites. Avocado oil really has a great high smoke point, great flavor, beautiful stuff. It's not the cheapest, but it does perform exceptionally well. As soon as it hits, there's that applause. I want to hear it nice and hot. We'll get this guy sauteing, and right off the bat, as soon as it hits the pan, you give it one of those little shakes, now you know it's not going to stick. Non-stick pan helps, but if you're not using non-stick, as soon as it hits, give it one of those, you're going to be all right. If you let it just hit, you don't use any oil, go straight onto a pan, it will become one with the pan very quickly. I'm going to flip it to the other side. That's the color I want to see, that nice, dark caramelization. We're going to let that continue to cook while we work on the rest of this dish here. Now, for the base of this plate, I'm going to use something we call a mandolin. Not the instrument, this is a cutting tool. We use a mandolin, and we will just julienne some zucchini strips. It's a great way of avoiding, the carbs. If you're on one of those diets, or if you're doing the no-carb, paleo, hunter-gatherer, no GMO, Atkins, Sugar Buster, South Beach kind of thing, and you want to get away from all the carbs, right there, you can kind of make sort of like a pasta. It's very cool. Nice hot pan. We'll get one going over here too. Nice hot pan. Little touch of oil or butter, whatever you like. Toss them in, and it's kind of like making a little spaghetti. It's like making a little pasta, good and healthy. Don't worry, I got butter in this later so we can cancel out if you're thinking it's too healthy so far. It's all about balance in life, right? All right, while that's going, let's season it up. Nothing goes bland on my watch. Salt and pepper is an absolute minimum. Usually we go a lot hotter than that. This is kind of the base of the plate, so we're not going too crazy. The fish is going to have plenty of seasoning. And make sure that one's high enough to keep cooking. There we go. Fish is still cooking. This will take just a couple of minutes to cook. Notice how they're getting soft already. And then in this pan, now we're going to have some fun. Over here, we're going to do some blistered tomatoes and some serrano chilies. A little bit of garlic again. A little rough cut. Don't have to go too crazy with it. We got a clove of garlic. Let's do about 2 whole serranos for this one. This ought to be great. We're going to have some heat going. If you want to head over to Euless, they're doing it differently, but this is the way we like it at ZestFest. A couple of these guys to start. Oh, this pan is going to be nice and spicy in just a minute. I'll try not to breathe out of it. All right, we start with these guys. I'm going to go ahead and blister these tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes right in there, and you can hear them blah, 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 blah. Start bubbling the skins. We like to blister the skins a little bit. While that's happening in there, garlic and all these serranos, and hold your breath. Woo! We are getting zesty. You can hear them going. Oh, that's beautiful. Love it. Woo! I'm going to send that on down there, see if we can make somebody cry today. Once they start to get that little caramelized outer skin, see how they're getting all brown on there? These guys are basically done. I'm going to put that right in the middle of our plate. Perfect little nest here. These guys are nice and blistered. I'm going to deglaze that with some beer. Yep. Woo. My favorite bottle opener. We're going to need a couple of beers for this recipe. Start with one. And work with the other. Yeah, now we're talking. Ratio just about right there. All right. We give this one a little bit of our Creole seasoning blend also. Make sure it's got plenty of seasoning to it. Then once that beer starts to reduce, and there's almost nothing left, what we're looking for is an almost dry pan. There's a cool French word for that. Au sec. 2 words. Once that starts to get dry like that, the last thing we do is start whirling in some butter. So I promised you we'd balance it. We're going to whirl in some butter. What's the other thing? We got seasoning. We got some fat. What else are we looking for? Acid. There we go. Acidity. Perfect. Somebody was listening. I still got some lime over here. Usually don't cook with lime at the beginning either, because once it reduces, it kind of gets a strange deal. The acids are sort of volatile. The flavors kind of disappear on you. Right at the end, a great little touch of citrus is a beautiful thing. We'll let that finish. Here's our redfish going right on top of here. Make sure I don't burn the stage up if I walk off of here. And there we go. I'm going to take some of these guys all around the sides. Love these blistered tomatoes. They get a really cool caramelization, nice and rich and roasty. Lots of heat from those serranos. Not enough to hurt you, but we are going to make it fun today. And I pour some of that beer butter sauce right over the top. You just can't get saucy enough for me. I like everything with plenty of sauce. Maybe grab a loaf of bread to sop up the extras. The last thing we'll do on this plate, we clean up the edges a little bit. Chefs are always doing that little fine work, you know, wiping the edges, getting the tweezers and plating, all that stuff. Last thing I want to do is take a little bit of arugula, give it a little bit of oil, little bit of lime juice, salt and pepper, and then we'll just toss that together. Nice little crispness, a kind of brightness to finish this whole dish off with a little bit of a salad kind of right there on top. Once this gets to you, it'll sort of wilt down onto it, kind of becomes an extra veg on the plate too. Well, there we go. That's my 2 dishes for you today. Our pico shrimp with a cream sauce and a nice black and red fish. Hope you guys are having a good time out there.
Chef, one question.
Fire away.
The recipes for both of these dishes, are they in the Waters cookbook, for one thing?
They are not. However, I give away all recipes. I got no secrets whatsoever. Email me any of the restaurant websites, bonnellsrestaurant.com, watersrestaurant.com. If you just Google Bonnell's, you'll find us. All the contact us stuff comes to me. You can request recipes. I give them away for free. If you want to buy a cookbook, I'm more than happy to sell you a cookbook. We got lots of them. These are ones that I just kind of threw together for the show today. They're a little bit different. I've got a couple of recipes that are similar in the books, but there are no secrets. This is for medicinal purposes only here.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Not a performance-enhancing device.
Not at all. Not at all. How about a big hand for the one and only Chef Jon Bonnell, everybody? We'll have some sampling out here over at the sampling station.
Right over this way.
And don't forget, if you've got your cell phone, and everybody does, grab your texting app and text Bonnell, Bonnell, to 44222. You could be registered, well, you will be registered for a chance to win dinner for 6 at one of the Bonnell Restaurant Group locations here in the Metroplex. That's text Bonnell to 44222.